Canon EOS R6V. The Canon EOS R6V represents Canon's modern hybrid camera philosophy, where photography and filmmaking are treated almost equally. Built within the RF mirrorless system, the camera focuses heavily on speed, usability, and dependable autofocus performance. Canon developed this line during a period when creators increasingly needed one camera that could move between cinematic video, sports photography, social media work, and travel shooting without major compromises. The R6V reflects that shift clearly, offering a body that feels practical and responsive rather than overly specialized. Sony A7R6. The Sony A7R6 follows Sony's long-running A7R philosophy of prioritizing extreme image detail and technical precision. The A7R series became popular among professional photographers who wanted medium format-like resolution inside smaller, mirrorless bodies. By the time the sixth generation arrived, Sony had already spent years refining autofocus systems, sensor technology, and computational processing. The camera continues that direction with very high-resolution imaging, aimed at photographers who demand flexibility for cropping, large prints, and detailed commercial work. Sensor resolution. Sensor resolution creates one of the largest differences between these cameras. The Canon EOS R6 V uses a more balanced megapixel count that supports faster workflows and stronger low-light performance. The Sony A7R6, meanwhile, pushes heavily toward maximum detail with a much higher resolution sensor. That extra detail becomes important in landscape photography, fashion work, architecture, and studio production where fine textures matter. At the same time, the larger Sony files require more storage space and stronger editing hardware, which changes the overall workflow experience. Video production. Video production is an area where the Canon EOS R6 V feels especially focused. Canon designed the camera around creators who frequently shoot handheld footage, documentaries, interviews, and online content. Oversampled 4K footage, advanced autofocus tracking, and improved heat management help the camera maintain reliability during longer recording sessions. The Sony A7R6 also records excellent video, but its design still leans more heavily toward photography. Many hybrid shooters notice the Canon feels slightly more natural and video-oriented during day-to-day filming. Image detail. Image detail strongly favors the Sony A7R6. The camera captures enormous amounts of texture and fine information, allowing photographers to crop aggressively while maintaining sharp results. This becomes useful for wildlife photographers who cannot always get physically close to subjects, and for commercial editors working on large advertisements or prints. The Canon EOS R6 V still produces high-quality images with excellent color and dynamic range, though its purpose centers more around balance than maximum detail. Autofocus. Autofocus performance is strong on both cameras, though the experience differs slightly. Canon's autofocus system is often praised for feeling smooth and intuitive, especially during video recording. Subjects transition naturally, while tracking remains steady even in difficult movement. Sony's autofocus has long been respected for speed and technical accuracy. Eye tracking and subject recognition on the A7R6 operate extremely quickly, especially during photography. Over the years, Sony helped set the standard for mirrorless autofocus development, and that experience remains visible here. Low-light performance. Low-light shooting tends to favor the Canon EOS R6 V because of its lower megapixel count. Larger individual pixels gather light more effectively, helping reduce visible noise in darker scenes. Wedding shooters, event filmmakers, and nighttime photographers often appreciate this advantage during unpredictable lighting conditions. The Sony A7R6 still performs impressively in low light, considering its resolution, but extremely dense sensors naturally reveal more noise when shadows are pushed heavily in editing. Burst shooting. Burst shooting reveals the difference between a speed-focused camera and a resolution-focused camera. The Canon EOS R6 V captures fast sequences comfortably, making it well-suited for sports, wildlife, and action photography. Smaller file sizes help the camera clear its buffer faster during long bursts. The Sony A7R VI can still shoot action effectively, but the enormous files place more strain on storage and processing. As a result, the shooting rhythm feels slightly slower during demanding sequences. Stabilization. Stabilization has become increasingly important as handheld filmmaking grows more common. The Canon EOS R6 V includes advanced in-body stabilization that works closely with stabilized RF lenses to smooth out movement during walking shots and handheld shooting. Sony also includes strong stabilization inside the A7R VI, and the company improved it steadily across generations. Still, Canon's system often feels particularly effective for creators working without gimbals or large rigs. Lens ecosystem. The lens ecosystems around these cameras reflect different histories. Canon's RF system is newer and focused heavily on premium optical quality, especially with professional L-series lenses. Many RF lenses deliver excellent sharpness and fast autofocus performance. Sony's E-mount system developed earlier and attracted extensive third-party support from companies like Sigma, Tamron, and Samyang. That broader ecosystem gives Sony users access to a wider variety of affordable and specialized lens options. Ergonomics. Ergonomics become noticeable during long shoots and travel days. Canon cameras are often known for comfortable grips, straightforward menus, and controls that feel easy to learn. The EOS R6 V continues that design style with a body that feels secure and practical in the hand. Sony cameras traditionally emphasized compactness and deep customization. While Sony improved handling significantly over time, some users still prefer Canon's more simplified operating experience. Professional workflow. Professional workflow changes depending on which camera is used. The Sony A7R VI creates massive files filled with editing flexibility, making it ideal for commercial photography and high-end print production. However, those files demand more storage and computing power. The Canon EOS R6 V creates a faster and lighter workflow that many hybrid creators appreciate when working on tight deadlines. Moving quickly between photo editing and video production often feels smoother on the Canon side. Creative identity. The creative identity of these cameras reflects two different priorities within modern mirrorless design. The Canon EOS R6 V focuses on flexibility, speed, dependable video features, and balanced hybrid performance. The Sony A7R VI focuses on detail, precision, and technical image quality at an extremely high level. Both cameras are powerful tools, but each one serves a different type of creator and a different style of work.